My grocery bill is about $200 a week.
Food prices could go up another 4 to 6% on average next year.
Just bought 2 items from the grocery store, a freaking block of butter and a broccoli crown. Guess how much?
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Awa. I'm a financial advisor in Canada, and I help people like you build a stronger relationship with money by making personal finance simple. So if you're serious about improving your finances, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Let's get started. So today we are reacting to a couple of videos about inflation in Canada and how it's actually impacting people's lives. So let's get started.
I'm just looking at the groceries I bought today, and I'm just curious. I am a single mother of 2 girls, 14 and 9. My grocery bill is about $200 a week. What's yours?
Yeah, $200 a week for a grocery bill for 3 people. It's her, she's a single mother, and she has 2 kids. $200 a week, that's about $800 a month just on food for 3 people. $800 a month. And this doesn't even include meat, because she said this doesn't even include meat. She paid $198 for this week, and there is no meat. And meat is so expensive right now. I mean, for people who eat meat, it's just so overpriced right now that a lot of people have just stopped eating meat altogether. That's how expensive it is. And so $800 for a single mother, if she's not making at least $4,000 a month net, I don't know how she can get by, because if she's paying $800 a month on food, and that doesn't even include rent and other basic living things, then she would have to make at least $4,000 a month net to be able to afford all this. So yes, it's very overpriced right now. When I talk to a lot of my clients, they are really having issues cutting back. And when I talk to them about the grocery shopping and what they're doing when they're doing grocery shopping, a lot of them are telling me that they are not even buying like fresh produce. They're buying frozen food, which, don't get me wrong, doesn't mean that it's bad, but you know, it's just the extent of the expenses right now, how expensive things are. So yes, everything is expensive. Groceries is just through the roof. I mean, the other day I went to Costco and I bought just a couple of items, and I found myself paying $221. I was just shocked. I couldn't believe my eyes when she handed me the receipt. Groceries have just exploded for the past couple of years, and it's becoming harder and harder for people to keep up. So I have a couple of statistics for you. So as of July 2025, Canadians are paying about 27% more in groceries compared to 2020. 27% more compared to just about 5 years ago. That means that for someone who was paying $1,000 in groceries in 2020 now has to pay at least $1,270 or $1,300 per month just for groceries. It has gone up so much. And the big issue with that is, like I said, the salaries have just not kept up with the rate of inflation. So within the last 5 years, can most of you honestly say that you got a salary increase of about 27%? That's where the issue lies. So, and this is just groceries. We're not even talking about rent, which is a totally different other issue. So yes, this is why a lot of people feel stuck and just can't seem to get ahead financially. And now let's move on to the next video.
Food prices could go up another 4 to 6% on average next year. The research team behind Canada's food price report says beef will lead the way, rising about 7%. Chicken prices and the cost of coffee are also expected to increase.
That's crazy. I mean, people are barely able to afford the prices that we have right now, and it's just going to keep increasing, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. So for sure, people are not going to be able to afford this. If people's salaries keep staying at that pace or just rising by 4%, it's just not going to be enough to cover the pace that food and groceries and things are increasing. So yeah, it's getting harder and harder, and it's going to get worse before it gets better.
The report, produced by Dalhousie University and partner universities, says a family of 4 can expect to pay nearly another $1,000 for food this year, at just over $17,500.
Yeah, a family of 4, $17,000. How much is that actually? $17,000 for a family of 4. So $17,000 for a family of 4, that's $1,400. That's $1,458 to be exact. $1,458 per month for a family of 4 to be able to afford groceries. $1,458. That's, about $1,500 a month for a family of 4 to be able to afford groceries per month. That's insane, right? This is what's expected for 2026. So like I said, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And a lot of people right now, what they need to do is find ways to cut back on things, to save, to make sure they are prepared for this, and to find ways to also make more money. So let's move on to the next video.
You want to know what's crazy? I just bought 2 items from the grocery store. A freaking block of butter and a broccoli crown. Guess how much?
$12. Yeah, $12. $12 for broccoli and butter. $12. It's insane. The price of groceries is insane. At this point, it's either you don't eat or you don't pay, right? Because of grocery prices being so high, like I said, a lot of people are just not buying, essentials. They're buying less meat, they're buying less fresh produce, and trying to find other ways to make ends meet by buying, the canned food and the cheaper items, which is going to be a totally other different issue when we talk about health issues down the road. And the healthcare system is a completely other different issue that I don't even want to get into. Right. If you have this issue right now, what I would say is to sit down and do your budget. I do this with a lot of my clients, where we find ways to cut back on things, or if that is not possible, then the next best thing is to make more money. Because let's face it, there is no magic that we can do to be able to keep more money in your pocket. There's no magic in that. You need to make more. If you have tried cutting back on things and you are still living paycheck to paycheck, you are still unable to pay for basic living things, then your next option is to make more money. And how do you make more money? You can make more, you can work more hours, you can find a second job, you can find another stream of income. You can go back to school part-time, for example, and if you know for sure that when you're done with that, you can have a decent job that will help you actually increase your salary potential. Because the goal here is for you to be able to afford your basic living things and still be able to save for emergencies, still be able to save for retirement, go on vacations. I know a lot of clients who haven't gone to vacation in years. That's how bad it is for them. They have been working 60 plus hours a week and still not able to afford basic living things, and still not able to even rest when they have a vacation. That's how bad it is. So at some point there are some things that you can do to help yourself stop this cycle. That's everything I had for you today about these videos. And like I said, if you want to get ahead, then you need to find ways to make more money and to cut back on things as much as you possibly can. But for right now, inflation, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. So everyone needs to brace themselves and make sure that they do the best that they can in order to weather this storm. So if you love this video, make sure to like it and share it with people you think it might benefit. And if you are not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss another video coming from me. Thank you again for spending the time with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.